You talk about power. You guys, you had a powerful crew, and you assembled mostly a crew, I believe, of women and people of color, and you know, you sort of identified this moment, and it belongs to now. Grace, can you talk as a with your producer hat on, because you've got so many hats in this film? It's amazing, really. It's really fantastic. About how that evolved, and why it evolved in that way.
We the core vision of the project was looking at this woman's life in a way that we've never seen before. So I thought it was appropriate to have a crew shoot that in a way we haven't seen before. And so we had all female, well, we had a female led project and primarily female department heads. Kat, our director of photography, Alexa is on the call as well, our production designer. Lindsay Sawyer did our costumes, a female producer, Rebecca. And then we also had a crew that was primarily people of color and women, which was very special and astonishing to see the contrast between 1950s, which was our set in the film, and then the set that we had. And I think it served us in looking at this story in a way that we haven't seen, and looking at Elizabeth's life through her own eyes, which is, I think, what touches people about this film.
Tell me this. What did you learn about Elizabeth that surprised you in the end? You know, apart from all the research and everything, in the moment when you get up there and you inhabit her, what was it that you learned about her?
It was never about Elizabeth. She was a woman of service. And I think that I learned personally that if I, Grace Kendall, could stand as Elizabeth Taylor, that, we are all kings and queens.
Mm.
And we all have that power in us, because I was very, very far away from that. And I had many people in my life who believed that in me and saw that in me, which helped me climb that mountain.
Yes.
But it taught me that it's just what we believe. So I could believe for a day, and it was true.
Okay, and I'm going to say, yeah, and I'd like you both to talk about this. That belief is a belief of hope. There's something fundamentally very hopeful about what is going on here. It's about recovery. It's about finding dignity. It's about finding voice and so on. But there's very little cynicism here. Gramsci has this when he talks about pessimists and optimists. You can be a pessimist of reality and an optimist of the will. I love this notion, because the world is a dark place, but if you're really an optimist, you can find it through the will. And you both, and I'll go to you first, Foster. You both find a sense of hope in this film, which is really quite extraordinary in such a compressed amount of time.
Thank you. Yeah, it really is about hope. I mean, if you can, suffer a loss like that, and then go back to work. And I think what she did in that moment was started with herself, but it served so many. She went back to work for the crew to make sure the movie happened, and she had to go. She was at rock bottom, and she had to push through, and she did it for others, and thinking outside of herself. And we can see when we come back to the set the impact that she has, because now we get to see every single person on that crew in the sweep around and what she did for them. And so it is about hope, and that when you come through the other side, you're a changed person, and that's okay. And to really own that.
Great. Grace?
I think something that I feel like it's like not cool to tell a story about hope, especially in the literary communities. It's actually not something that's common. It's something I learned from you, Colum. And It's important because it can be artistic, it can be exciting, and it can also serve a purpose more than the art itself, which is lifting us all up from that place that Foster spoke to and Elizabeth was in, which was the bottom. And, you know, when all is lost and you have nothing left, you have yourself and your belief in life. And ultimately, that's what carries us through when we have these moments. And hopefully, we don't have to experience what Elizabeth went through, but we've all lost something and had to find in us that place where all things are possible. And so I really wanted energetically to get there and to kind of bring everyone with me in the performance. Like we can all climb out and move forward, and there's something ahead for all of us if we have the courage to look ahead.